This is
The Handbag Husband.
the Handbag Husband. Yay!
Almost international.
International almost. All of our Hermèscapades, we are starting here today at the International Terminal here at Los Angeles, and I think it's probably one of my favorite
Again,
boutiques,
no choice.
right? Okay, fine. It's where we go to the most often. But this time around, we are going to be on our way out, and we're going to be hyper focused, like super focused on Italy. So we're going to do a lot of Hermèscapading. We're going to do lots of Hermès boutique visits, primarily in northern Italy. So think about Milan and maybe Florence and Rome, as opposed to last time we were in Europe where we went to Napoli and some of those other kind of lower down Italy boutiques. And also we're going to compare it to our recent Hermèscapades in Asia, right? Because the
If you
experience
haven't
really...
watched those, go watch those.
Check those out. But the experience is, I think, going to be very, very different in comparison. So it'll be very interesting to see how the new stuff looks in comparison to those most recent visits that we had. Now, of course, if you like these videos, if you like the Hermès conversation, if you like the Hermès milieu, and if you like the bag candy, and let me tell you, there is going to be a whole boatload of bag candy in these videos. But please don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel to grow. Of course, we are so thankful for that.
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille. But also because it means you get notified when our newest long videos come out, when our short videos come out, and kind of all the other stuff we have on the socials at Handbag Husband, on Instagram, on YouTube. And we got new Hermès content coming out every single week. All right, let's talk about some of these expectations. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're hoping to get on this trip, because we haven't been to Italy, in a couple months. It's been maybe 6 months, something like that. And I think obviously things change, and we're also getting closer to, we're outside like the holiday period, we're kind of almost busy time of the year. So I think our expectations have to be a little kind of tepid as far as what we think we can get. I guess, what are you hoping to get?
So, I made a list of what I want to get. I actually been looking at leather gloves.
Leather gloves, okay, yeah.
So I want to feel fancy.
They are fancy.
And I guess I want to make, so when we go back to Europe next winter, so I have my gloves.
That's right, yeah.
Because right now I already have hand warmers.
So, because we're going to go to Milan,
Yes.
right? We're going to go to Florence, we're going to go to Rome,
Venice.
and we're going to Venice. That's what I keep missing. We're going to go to Venice. And I think each of those is going to be really kind of a unique experience within the Italian Hermès boutique system, because they really serve so many different people. So, getting what we want to get, I think is going to be considerably tougher. So Napoli, they were just like, if we have it, we'll give it to you, basically, right?
Milan, you can have to
Milan,
fight.
yeah, they're like, well, I don't know. Are we gonna have to bid for it? Are we gonna have to fight for it? Like, there's gonna be a lot of things. And Milan is so competitive. I mean, it's one of the capital fashion cities of the world, right? So people come from all over the world to do it. So I think that they might. My suspicion is Milan's gonna have some great stuff. And I would say,
yeah, for sure. Bag candies.
Yeah, bag candy's gonna be good. Sure. And given our experience in Hong Kong, I'm super optimistic, maybe irrationally optimistic.
We don't have time.
But,
we have 30 minutes in Milan.
But there's gonna have some. I think Milan's gonna have great bag selections, but it's gonna be real competitive.
Sure.
Right? There's just tons of people from around the world with lots of money who are showing up here, and they also want bags too, and probably want the same bags that we're looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think you would get in Milan, ideally?
I don't think I'm gonna get anything.
It's just too short, right? We just took the time. We don't have 4 hours for a visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my best hope would be Venice, Florence, and Rome. Because, this is all like big hit, right? It's like touristy, but maybe they'll probably have a bigger inventories too.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly looking for bags. Maybe Gigi or Maximor. I know.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
We can share.
Like Maximor, been trying to get it for a while now.
Yeah.
No one wants it. No one wants that bag.
Yeah. It's also kind of hard to get too.
Yeah. So we'll see. How they try to get the Seoul collection? Remember we were saying?
Oh yes.
Some Seoul collections, and then the gloves, and maybe some new scarves, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I think obviously our expectations are reasonable, right? I don't think we're gonna get.
And I guess and my point is like I don't want to be greedy because this year I already got
the
big,
Lindy.
no, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The big quota bag already.
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and if you want to see that big quota bag, it's a Kelly, and it's exotic, super exotic. Go check that out. We'll put that up here. But yeah, so I don't want to be greedy, but again, I think that if they were to offer us my big bag that I'm looking for, literally and figuratively, is the Kelly Voyage, right? I'm looking for something 50. I'll take a Birkin hack, but Kelly Voyage also. Because we saw one at the airport last time, at LX last time. I'll put a picture of it up here. And I was like, oh, that is exactly what I'm looking for, So is it gonna get offered? I don't think so. I don't think so. But would I take it? For sure, absolutely.
Or at least tried it on.
I would also take a GG as well. And also, I think that the other bag that I'm looking at is, fine, Kelly Voyage, Birkin, hack, HAC, the normal hack, not the hackado. And also, I would still take Sagadapesh 40. You can get a 40 or something like that, something that size. The double pocket,
No,
which is
you
not
don't want
popular.
that.
It's not popular in
want
Italy. We'll see. Let's see how it strikes me now that
Sure.
we have more experience.
Sure.
And then also, I think that's kind of it for me at the moment.
I guess I want to experience like the flagship of like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Milan. And
Yeah.
I remember Venice was very.
I feel like
very
Venice,
small.
because it's not peak tourist season yet. I feel like they're gonna be like,
Dude,
nah,
right now this year it's like
it's all peak
it's
season.
all peak season every year, every day.
Maybe,
so.
yeah. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to really see how it has changed since 2022 and 2023 and 2024. All the different boutiques we go to, and just Italy overall. So, overall expectations, I think we are hopeful, but as per usual, the expectations are not as high as the hope, because it's hard to live that way otherwise. If you're like super duper hopeful and then super expectation, and the reality is, it's pretty rare to get something. So that's the overall expectation, and we'll get a little bit more detailed as we get into country, and we can talk about some of those expectations for Milan and Venice, for northern Italy, and then also talk about Rome and Florence for more central Italy, I suppose.
First one.
All right, so we are here in Milan pretty early on in our trip before we get to our Milan and Venice boutique visits. We haven't done any of them yet, so I think it's a good opportunity for us to kind of talk about what we expect from just those two boutiques, because we have not been there in quite some time, maybe 2-3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, and I think a lot in Italy has changed, especially northern Italy, post-pandemic and after huge amounts of tourism and Americans, everyone coming in, including us, coming in and doing their Hermèscapades. So I think that there's really going to be a lot of difference, but I think there's also some similarities, and we'll have to compare what those are like. But I think the expectation specifically for Milan is that Milan serves
Let's go look at some bags.
it's going to be heartbreak, right? That is the long and the short of it. They're going to have so many amazing bags. Like, Milan is the flagship store here in Italy. So my expectation for Milan is that Milan serves a lot of different people, right? So they have the locals here in Milan who have lots of money. There's lots of international people who come specifically to Milan to do fashion shopping, because it's the fashion capital of Italy, and also it is the financial capital of Italy. So there's just tons, and all the money in Italy circles the drain here in Milan. So I think that they're going to have lots of great stuff, but I think the competition and the wait lists and the spends and everything like that, we're just not even going to be competitive here.
I mean, they even have like the tourists that comes here often.
Yes.
So,
or even like business people who come often back and forth, and here in Asia and the United States and all over the place, right? So I just think that
competition's going to be through the roof.
This is where everyone goes. So my expectation is we're going to see lots of cool bags, and I mean, for me, I'm going to ask for Gigi just because I feel like I got some Gigi magic from the LAX boutique, and then I'm going to swing for the fences, right? I'm just going to throw stuff out there, just the Hail Mary passes
and they're going to be like,
get out of here. But yeah, so things like Kelly Voyage, right? Something big. I'm going to look for something big, like literally and figuratively. The Kelly Voyage, so like a Kelly 50, a Birkin hack, right? HAC would be great. Just something really big. And the thing is, I think they might actually have them here.
You
I mean, they're not gonna let us
sure.
buy
They have it
them.
in the back, sure.
Yeah, but are they gonna let us buy them? No, I don't think so.
Buongiorno.
Now, on the Venice side of things, I think it'll be a little different, right? I think that Venice is so heavily tourist, the competition is going to be primarily from other tourists, the other people from probably the United States who are coming in and going there. And also the boutique is quite small, so it doesn't
From what I
serve.
remember, it's pretty small.
Yeah, it's quite small, so it doesn't have the huge inventory, it doesn't have probably the huge repeat clientele. So the benefit is maybe they don't have such a strong like local, non-local policy or something like that. But again, the downside is going to be it's very small and the competition is going to be very high from one very specific type of people. But the thing is, I feel like those tourists, they get offered bags probably way more often than someone
Venice.
in Venice than in Milan, because in Milan they're trying to build those those relationships with their customers, right, and save those bags for those customers. Whereas in Venice, since everyone's so transient, they're just like, okay,
I feel like Venice is going to gear towards local from my past experience with them.
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll see.
The thing is, I don't even know if there are any locals in Venice. On the actual island, I don't know if there's any people who are literally locals who live there, right? I figured everyone just Airbnbs their places. So
Probably.
we'll have to see how that works out. So yeah, I think overall expectations is going to be heartbreak, but for sure we're going to have so much great bag candy. I think for sure we're going to have some amazing bag candy.
This is...
All right, so we have made it to the halfway point in our Hermèscapades here in Italy. So we got a chance to go to Milan and Venice, and today we are here in Florence, where we're going to be preparing to go to Rome. So those are the next two boutiques that we're going to visit, Florence and Rome. And I think we're going to do, the expectations have changed really, because we had some success in Milan and Venice that we weren't anticipating. Like our expectations were exceeded for sure, which means that we've kind of had to sort of recalculate what we are expecting for here in Florence and in Rome. So talking about Florence specifically, we've been to Florence quite a few times before. For us, it seems like it's kind of the happy medium boutique where it's not too much and not too little. It seems to be just right for us specifically. So I always feel very comfortable, and really I like the Florence boutique probably the most out of Italy, not because it's the most productive or because it's the best boutique, but it's because of the one that fits us the most. So the expectations here is that this time around is going to be more of a watering of our relationship with the SAs. We're going to ask for some of the things that we keep getting shot down back home in Topanga, which doesn't seem like it makes any sense, but they're just objects like the Gigi, for example, which, yes, it's not the easiest thing to get, but it shouldn't be shot down. It should have been like a pretty easy thing for us to pick up, considering where our relationship is in Topanga. So we're gonna ask for some of those things, maybe some small leather goods, maybe some jewelry, some pieces of jewelry, some new scarves. I don't anticipate anything big, of course. If they offer it to us, that'll be a consideration. But one thing is for true is that they always have, and even more so now, seem to be getting more and more like real, legit bag candies. Where when we first started coming, it was kind of like, it seemed almost like a sort of a backwater boutique. This time around, I mean, they've just grown so massively. So I'm a little concerned that maybe our juice has gotten a little thinned out as well, just because there's so much more competition and so much more money flowing through it. But I don't know, we'll have to see. What do you think?
I don't think the bag candy is going to top Milan.
No.
Rome my par.
Yeah.
Rome my par with Milan, but I mean Florence is going to top. There's no way.
But sometimes Florence has things like that are super interesting, right? For example, I think it's called a portadoc. Like, it's a heritage piece that we saw last time. It was in red crocodile, and it has like a specific locking mechanism for the portadoc, and it's like a handheld kind of thing, which is super cool. It's off the menu, right? It's not something that Hermes has on their website or has anywhere, but it's from back in the day. So I'd love to see if they still have something like that. Obviously not an exotic, and it would be even something that we could get. Or also sometimes I think they had a similar kind of larger case for it as well. So I don't know. They're not going to have more bag. They're not going to out bag candy Milan for sure. Nobody's going to out bag candy Milan. But sometimes they get stuff.
Paris.
I mean, in Italy, in this Hermèscapade, okay. Sure. Maybe Rome could be on par at best.
Yes.
At best. But I think that Florence again is one that we've always enjoyed. And either way, it's gonna be a nice experience. It's nice to check in, say hello, and see a more friendly face as opposed to, Venice and Milan were more strangers because we haven't really been there in quite some time. To the Via Salumi da Enzo. And the line. So long.
Maybe
And it's growing. So next up is going to be Rome. So Rome is another one that I kind of have a love-hate relationship with because first, it's big. I like Rome. I mean, I love Rome in general, right? I love Rome in general. But the thing is that
I guess how many times did you think about Roman Empire?
how many? I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if I think about the Roman Empire or Rome more. I
Yeah.
guess they kind of overlap.
Sure.
But you know, we always have loved Rome, and the boutique there is interesting because it's split up and it's kind of confusing and it's so busy and you know it's so competitive. It is Rome. Obviously, is the
I'm like preparing myself to go wait in line.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait in line. Rome is the capital city of Italy, obviously, for those of you who don't know, right? And it means that like all the top bureaucrats, you know, the minister of whatever, those people all live in Rome. So my hope is that, and my expectation is that, yes, we're gonna see some bag candy, but it's gonna skew more towards a conservative kind of professional styles of bag. Because again, they have all those kind of high up bureaucrat prime ministers, sub-prime ministers, or whatever they call them here, parliament people. Those folks are also doing Hermèscapades, and they obviously can't have, you know, the Kelly dance with the feathers. That'd be a very strange thing to roll up to, you know, an agricultural meeting too. But they could do maybe a Sac de Pêche 40, or even some of the larger Kellys for the man side.
Sac de Pêche. We are over Sac de Pêche.
But so we'll have to see how that goes. Obviously, it's going to be very competitive. It's always been very competitive, although we've had some success in the past, sort of kind of randomly, and maybe because we chose like less popular bag, or we were offered a bag that was sort of orphaned by everybody else, and we said, hey, you know what, we'll take this one in. The Ruli, check it out. I think we have a video of where we go with the Ruli. Yeah. So that's out there as well. But my expectation is going to show up, probably going to see some pretty cool bag candy, and my hope is that we'll see some more of those conservative professional bags that you don't get to see, you know, at a Venice, for example, where it's all tourist, or a Bologna where it's too small, or a Napoli where it's too hot. I guess, I don't know.
Too many pizza.
Yeah, too much pizza. I don't know, what do you think about Rome?
I don't know. I'm almost like, I know we say we're halfway, but I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm almost done with this trip. I'm talking about Hermèscapade.
Oh.
Like visiting the store. In a sense of like, because it's almost my expectation already fulfilled.
The issue is if we don't go, then those are...
No, we're going to go.
Yeah, but I mean, those are
like,
rocks that I want to overturn. Right? I'll always wonder what was under that rock if we didn't go overturn it, even if we don't take it, you know?
No, because it's like, okay, if they ask what I'm looking for, and I'm like, what am I actually looking for? I might try to get,
what am I looking
for? The gloves, the leather gloves, maybe some necklace.
And this may change because we have Florence, so whatever we get in Florence is going to affect our expectation.
This does include Florence and Rome put together.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the calculation of the bag space, the luggage space that we have left.
Yeah. I mean, you can only abide so much space, right?
Sure.
So there's only so many socks I can sacrifice.
Yeah. No, because I didn't think I was gonna get the bag that soon.
Yeah.
So I
and my bag too. Yay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of okay. What I'm looking for, you know. So if you guys watch the section, the earlier part of this video, at the airport, you were asking me what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I said I was looking for the bag. And then I already got it from Venice.
We'll have a video for that.
Or cut this out. I don't know how you're gonna post it. But yeah, so now I'm like, okay, what am I gonna ask for Florence? I don't know. I guess we'll see what they have in the store. Sometimes they have the bag that even though it's on display. Yeah. But it's not like a big quarter bag. It's not a quarter bag. It's not like a super high demand, but it's still interesting. You know? So I might.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. What if they might have some of the interesting like new bags out that, and that's basically how I ended up with the bag, right? Is they came out with a new bag that maybe people don't know to ask for yet, or they don't know it's even available as of yet. So there might be something interesting that pulls up that we can get that kind of tickles our fancy, but isn't competitive yet. So that's probably the end for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our expectations at this very exact second. But as you can imagine, as we go to different boutiques and as our Hermèscapades continue, our expectations also change as well as we get to offer different things, we pick up different things. So I think that's what we have right now, but obviously those things may change. And of course, we're gonna share that with you all, what we end up getting, what we get offered, and all the amazing bag candy that we're gonna see for sure. One thing is true about the Italian police, they don't horse around. Wait, they do horse around. Whatever the joke is, you get it. Now, of course, if you do like these videos, if you like the Hermès conversation, if you like the Hermès milieu, if you like the Hermès bag candy and Hermèscapades, and we know we're gonna have lots of bag candy and lots more Hermèscapades. Already planned in 2025. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel grow. And of course, we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Grazie. But also because it means that you'll get notified when our newest long videos come out, our newest short videos come out, and all the stuff we have at the Handbag Husband on Instagram and YouTube. We're gonna be answering the comments, gonna have some other stuff coming out. It's all gonna be amazing. New Hermès content coming out every single week. So with that, from beautiful Roma in Piazza Navona, which is increasingly getting busier. Look out here before it gets too crowded. Ciao. At the moment,
Sorry, look at the camera. I know what you're looking at.
So with that, from beautiful Roma in Piazza Navona.
And you are rolling.
All right, so we finally made it to our first day, our first full day here in Milan.